Tirzepatide. Let's talk about it. I am now 16 pounds down, starting my 9th week on Tirzepatide. Today, I want to talk about the symptoms, what you hear, and what I'm going through, what I've experienced. So let's go ahead and talk about those potential side effects. Just because it is a symptom or a side effect doesn't mean it's actually going to happen to you. So how true are they compared to my experience, what I've read online? Just keep in mind, this is my 3rd month on Tirzepatide. So I am still staying below the 5 milligram prescription dosage. Started out at 2.5 milligrams, which is what most new users to Tirzepatide are going to be on. Your doctor will prescribe you the 2.5 milligram of Tirzepatide. I'm kind of doing microdosing. I'm adjusting my dosing basically based on how I feel. So, So again, I'm changing my dosage based on how I feel. So, what are the most common side effects that are reported? Nausea, vomiting. Apparently, that can impact about 30% of those on Tirzepatide. Diarrhea, it's reported about by 20% of Tirzepatide users. Constipation, abdominal pain, bloating, and gas. You'll hear people talk about sulfur burps. So, that would be a part of that bloating gastral issue. Heartburn or acid reflux, fatigue, general tiredness, and potential injection site reaction, redness, minor pain, a little bit of itching. These symptoms are usually dose dependent. And I would have to agree from my experience, because I am, again, doing the microdosing, that it is very dependent on the dosage. If you're at 5 or 10 milligrams, you're likely going to feel these symptoms. If you have been on 5, 10 milligrams for quite some time, even 15 milligrams, you're going to probably experience 3 of these symptoms. But as your body gets acclimated to Tirzepatide, the symptoms kind of flow back and forth. Sorry, I am using a script a little bit as just so I can nail down the points that I want to talk about. Some of the other side effects that I didn't see listed online from the Tirzepatide or compound pharmacies are symptoms that I'm hearing from fellow YouTubers and other people that I know in my life that are on the Tirzepatide injection. Hair loss. Apparently, what they call diffuse hair thinning can occur months after starting due to rapid weight loss. I believe because we are taking in less nutrient dense food in general, because we're going to be consuming less calories naturally, our hair is going to start thinning. I have not experienced this symptom yet. I've actually gotten compliments on my hair most recently in the last 3 months that my hair appears to be growing longer. It appears to be thicker. I traditionally do lose hair every day. I think everybody does, but it's not a dramatic amount. So again, I'm now walking into my 9th week on Tirzepatide, and the hair loss, it's just not happening. Thank goodness. Lack of motivation. That's another one that piques my interest and makes me a little nervous. I haven't noticed that. I do not want to lose interest in things. And I hear it is very common. There are a lot of people who have chosen to quit Tirzepatide because they really felt like they were just melting away and sitting on the couch and not doing anything else with their day. I do not want that to be me. I have teenagers. I have a full-time job. It is summer break. I cannot lose steam. But 9 weeks in, I'm not experiencing any lack of motivation. I do experience some drowsiness. So I have decided, I'll take my injection later in the afternoon. Although it doesn't really matter when you take it, you're still going to probably experience a little bit of fatigue and tiredness. Headaches, that's also been reported, and that's not something I'm experiencing. However, I do notice that I might start to feel a little bit of a headache, but as soon as I start drinking my water and staying on top of my water intake and ensuring that I'm eating enough calories in my day, I am not experiencing any type of headaches. So a lot of these symptoms can actually be eliminated or minimized simply by the good behaviors, the good habits that you need to build into this program. Tirzepatide is not magic. There's work to be done, even still, with this awesome, effective tool. Heartburn, that's another one that's been reported, and dry mouth. I'm also not experiencing those things. But again, I really think that if you are experiencing heartburn or dry mouth, you really need to pay attention to what you're eating. You don't get to eat the way you used to and still lose weight. You could probably still lose some weight, but you're going to have more symptoms, and you're not going to sustain your weight loss when and if you choose to eliminate tirzepatide injections. Um, Another one that I'm hearing about is increased sensitivity, random skin pain, odd sensitivity in the back or the neck area. Again, that's not something so much that I feel that I've experienced. I've definitely had those issues, but I'm also a yoga enthusiast. I do work out a lot. I do a lot of heavy lifting around my job. So any of those types of symptoms, I don't think they're related to tirzepatide. I can kind of dial it in and see it's related to maybe an incorrect move or position in yoga. There are some rare but serious side effects and risks that can occur. Pancreatitis, which is severe lingering pain in the stomach, gallbladder problems, severe hypoglycemia, which is low blood sugar, and severe allergic reactions, and also very, very rare, the thyroid C-cell tumors. Apparently, it's a study that they found when, unfortunately, doing the study on animals, tirzepatide caused thyroid tumors in animals. It is unknown if it carries this risk in humans, but it is something to this is why you want to have a doctor involved in this. There are a lot of ways to receive your GLP-1 or your tirzepatide, but going through your doctor is probably going to be the most beneficial for you, because you do want to have somebody you can talk to if you are experiencing some of these rare but serious symptoms. Tips for managing the side effects. Again, I briefly covered this in the beginning, but the habits and the behaviors that you need to implement in your new diet program are the things that are going to help you eliminate some of the serious symptoms you might experience. So, eating smaller meals. I have had this experience. Something tastes amazing, and I just kind of keep eating and eating and eating. I'm also one of those people, I cook a lot. I have teenagers in the house all the time. So, I'm constantly cooking. And that means I'm constantly taking a bite of this, nibbling that, tasting that, trying this. And by the time dinner is out on the table, I've probably already consumed at least 300 calories in licks and bites and tastes and nibbles. So when I get to the dinner table and I have a nice plate of food in front of me, chances are I'm going to experience stomach pain and severe lack of motivation and exhaustion after eating that meal, because it is bigger than I'm used to. One of the things that my doctor presented to me is to pay attention to my hands when I am determining how much food I'm going to eat. So a portion of meat should not extend the size of my hand. I have very tiny hands and very tiny feet. So I think I need very tiny meals throughout the day, which is one of the reasons I really enjoy incorporating Optavia fuelings into my journey, my health journey. The Optavia fuelings provide a good amount of protein, 10 grams of protein. They're packed with just over 100 calories, and they're very nutrient dense, and they're decent tasting small meals that you can have throughout the day. and they give you the energy that you need. I kind of feel like a hummingbird when I take my Optavia Fuelings or I eat my Optavia Fuelings. You're going to want to avoid those high fat, greasy, and spicy foods. And I'll have to be honest, I do not avoid spicy food. I love spicy food. I'm probably never going to quit eating spicy food, but I have a stomach of steel. I can eat jalapenos, very spicy things, and not feel discomfort in my stomach. Maybe the next day, but not so much the day of. But if you already experience issues with spicy food, the tirzepatide injections are not going to go well with that. Eating big fatty portions, a big fat burger with fries, you're gonna feel sick to your stomach. You're gonna feel nauseous. So you need to dial that down. If you want the hamburger, the cheeseburger, maybe consider eliminating the mayonnaise. Maybe consider eliminating the bread. I know that's boring, the bun. Definitely consider eliminating the French fries. I always take French fries from everybody else's plate, but I don't order my own. So that way I'm only getting a couple of fries and annoying the people around me. Um, Stay hydrated, drinking plenty of water. Some of these symptoms that I've talked about are things that can be improved and eliminated just simply by drinking the right amount of water. One thing I've noticed on tirzepatide is I forget about food. I forget about the need for water. I'm just going along in my day, actively working, doing what I need to do. And suddenly I start to feel maybe a slight headache or a little dizzy, a moment of, wow, I don't feel myself. And that's when I go, oh, I haven't eaten yet today, or I haven't consumed enough today. So I do start my day with coffee, but I blend my coffee with protein powder. So on Sunday, I make myself a nice batch of coffee, a big pot, 12 cups of coffee. I then refrigerate coffee. I then use that refrigerated coffee throughout the week. It does last me my 5 days, my Monday through Friday. I take that coffee, I blend it with a big scoop of protein powder, some ice, and I put it in my blender, and it's like a delicious mocha frappa, homemade whatever. And it is delicious. And out of the gate, first thing in the morning, I'm getting over 20 grams of protein just from my coffee. So I still feel like I'm getting what I want, the addictive coffee that I still want, and I want to continue to keep in my diet. And I'm also fueling my body with protein. Another symptom that I experience is constipation. And again, I do think this comes down to not drinking enough water. Speaking of which, I love my Soleil bubbly waters. Since I don't drink sodas, I still like the bubbly. So I drink a lot of, well, bubbly and Soleil waters, in addition to regular traditional water throughout the day. So, constipation, it's a thing. I've definitely experienced it. Of all the symptoms that I've heard about, this is the one that is most impactful to me. This is the one that I experience the most on a daily basis, and it drives me insane. But it's the water intake. I just need to increase my water intake. I need to increase my leafy greens, the vegetables that I eat. I really need to build around protein and add vegetables and fruit around the protein. So, again, all of these symptoms that you're going to experience are going to hopefully be the trigger for you to go, oh, I need to drink more water, or oh, I need to eat more vegetables. So look at your symptoms and not in a way where you say this product isn't going to work for me because of X, Y, and Z symptoms, but look at your symptoms as a way of, what can I learn from this symptom? What is it that I need to evaluate in my diet? What is it that I need to adjust in my diet? Because these are all real basic symptoms that really can be eliminated by a healthier habit. So if you think tirzepatide is going to be the quick, easy magic fix that you want, where you can just continue to live your life as normal and eat the way you've always eaten, it's not going to work that way. You're going to have to improve your diet. You're going to have to continue to drink a lot of water. You're going to have to continue to exercise, even if you feel tired and lack of motivation. Exercise is going to help you sleep better. It's going to help your food move through your body. That's one of the great things about yoga, is it actually supports a healthy digestion. So all of these symptoms are really not game changers. They're really just little lessons that are here knocking on your door saying, this is what I need you to do differently. So on tirzepatide, you do eliminate the excess food noise. You're not craving food. You're not thinking about the Oreos in the cabinet. You don't really even feel excited about a cake that somebody's bringing over. You're just kind of like, yeah, it's sweet. It's good. I'll have a bite just to be nice. But it's not that pull, that tug like it used to be. I remember, just a few months ago, I had Oreos in the cabinet and I tried to save them for the teens, but I just kept thinking about them. And I'm lying there in bed watching TV and the sweet tooth is kicking in, the munchies are kicking in, and I'm just wanting those Oreos and I can't stop thinking about them. I'll go out into the pantry and have a few Oreos, and boom, there goes my healthy weight loss. So those types of um, those types of cravings disappear on tirzepatide. That is the great thing about it. So it is a very effective tool in eliminating that annoying thing that you just that annoying habit you just can't kick of, I like food, I'm going to eat the food. But once you start eating something that you do enjoy, it's easy to kind of get into that eating frenzy. It tastes so good. You're going fast. You're eating quickly. You got to be somewhere soon. So you're eating and eating and eating. And then suddenly you realize you've eaten your entire plate of food. And now you just feel so full. It feels like Thanksgiving Day. It feels like you need a nap. You don't want to be there. You still have to live your life. You really just need to look at food as the fuel for your body to get through. And so you want to use all of these symptoms. So again, the common side effects that you'll hear that are going to be reported by the pharmacy and the doctor, that's going to be the nausea and vomiting. I've never experienced any vomiting, just slight nausea. Diarrhea, I've never experienced any diarrhea. Constipation, I definitely have experienced. Take magnesium, that's going to help. Abdominal pain, bloating, and gas, I'm on week 9 and I'm still not experiencing that. Thumbs up. Heartburn, acid reflux, I've only experienced heartburn once in my life, and that was when I was pregnant with my daughter. She had a head full of hair, and for whatever reasons, that caused a great deal of heartburn. Fatigue and general tiredness. Again, I'm a mom of 2. I work full time. I feel like I'm perpetually tired, but I'm only feeling really fatigued if I overeat and if I undereat. So the new food noise is learning to calibrate your food. An injection site redness, soreness, I've not experienced that. I did inject in my thigh one time. That hurt a little bit more than any other injection site, but it was just a real brief feeling of pressure, nothing major. The, again, side effects that I'm hearing from other YouTubers and other people in my life that are on it is the hair loss, lack of motivation, dizziness, heartburn, headaches, dry mouth, and increased sensitivity. I've not experienced any of that so far. But again, it's week 9. We'll see what happens. I'm really hoping I don't start losing hair. I like my hair right now, so I don't want it to go anywhere. Anyways, thank you for joining me. Again, I'm Alicia, and this is Talk Terz with Alicia. See you in the next video. Thank you.